So, I heard you like short, easy to understand and straight to the point guides. In this video, I'm going to show you the absolute best graphical settings for highest FPS, lowest input lag and best looking graphics, while at the end optimizing your gameplay with very important keybinds, targeting controls, camera and other gameplay related settings. If you're a person that doesn't care how their game looks like and only cares about the highest FPS possible, then you can simply put everything on low, untick everything and you're good to go. But your game will look really bad. If you care about the highest FPS and lowest input lag while keeping the visual fidelity, then watch until the end. In the top left corner you will see my FPS as I'm standing in the Stone Guard castle overlooking the main player hub area. I have set all my settings to epic to demonstrate the big difference in FPS by just changing specific settings while the game looks almost the same. First, if you have an Nvidia card that supports DLSS and frame generation, turn it on as this will almost instantly double your FPS, while also setting the super resolution on balanced preset. If you have 20 or 30 series Nvidia card, you can still enable DLSS frame generation by using a mod. This might not be legal and it might not work, so I will not show you where to get it, but just know that it exists, so use it at your own risk. For AMD cards, there is frame generation available at the driver level. Just enable it in AMD Adrenalin software. It's called AMD Fluid Motion Frames. Next, move to the Quality tab, and here is where we will customize the graphics for best looking and highest FPS. I have RTX 4070, so depending on your card, you might have to make some of these settings 1 or 2 levels lower than what I have set. AA on low, as this can eat some FPS on older cards and it makes the game look blurry. Ambient occlusion eats a lot of FPS, so put it also on low. I like it on high for visuals. Screen space reflection and view distance have minor effects on FPS, so change it according to your liking, but don't go above high. Character count should always be on low, but you have to turn it up on high or epic during open world PvP to see all the enemies in the distance. Post-processing, character quality and shading quality have very minor effects on FPS, so keep it on high or epic. Shadow quality and distant shadow quality can be on high for visuals as it doesn't eat that much FPS. Surprisingly, texture quality, effect quality and vegetation quality has a low impact on FPS, so use whatever looks best, while anisotropic filtering should be on X16. Untick depth of field, motion blur, chromatic aberration and lens flare. Level of detail on low as this eats a lot of FPS. Character shadow quality, lighting quality and terrain quality has low impact on FPS, but high impact on visuals, so use it to your liking. The biggest FPS eaters are volumetric clouds and volumetric fog, which should be set to low unless you like how the clouds look like on epic. Shader preloading should be on epic, as I haven't found any differences between lower settings. Untick hair strands and tick optimize for large scale combat and use DirectX 12. Here's a side-by-side comparison of how the game looked like on full epic settings versus optimized settings and how much difference in FPS it made. Now that you have the best graphical settings, let's optimize your gameplay settings. In the character option under the gameplay tab, you can hide all skill effects except yours. This is helpful in large-scale PvP and PvE during world bosses and events. It significantly improves performance and visibility. In the same section, you will want to untick auto move to attack target. This is to prevent your character from moving forward closer to the target in case you are out of range. It can be very annoying in PvP when your character moves forward on its own, but it's also something you shouldn't be using in PvE either. Turn on the skill buffer. This makes the combat more smoother and fluid, as the game will queue the next skill and use it as soon as it's off cooldown on its own. Untick easy charge skills. This will remove the need to hold the button when using charging skills, as it can be very buggy. Instead, you only need to press it to start and again to release. Next, you will want to untick all 3 options related to direction or location designated skills. This will allow you to freely aim your skills instead of locking onto a target. In the targeting section for PvE, you will want only priority 9 and priority 10 options ticked. and in PvP, priority 1, 3, 4 and 5 should be ticked. This is to help you cycle through targets easily when pressing tab, otherwise you might start attacking random things around you. In the content section, make sure large scale combat mode is on auto use and both options are ticked. This is to make your large scale events more enjoyable and less laggy. In the camera section, turn off camera shake and make sure delay camera rotation is off, as this is camera smoothing, and turning it off makes the game more smoother and responsive. Under the accessibility tab on the screen section, untick motion blur, and on the control section, untick use shake effects. When it comes to keybinds, I have my own way of using it, you can copy them if you like, but there are 3 important keybinds that you need to have under control. These are stop basic attack cancel target, which stops you from automatically attacking with basic attacks. Astral vision based on my character, this is very much needed in large scale PvP as it allows you to scan the area around you and easily pick targets. And PvP counter attack, which allows you to instantly swap target to a player that is attacking you. Everything else is your preference. With your graphics optimized for best performance and highest visual, your keybinds and gameplay settings optimized for best visibility in large scale PvP, now it's time to learn more about other more complicated aspects of Throne of Liberty by clicking on any video appearing on your screen. If you already know everything about the game, hit the subscribe button and I'll see you in the Solaceum.